topic is integrating yoga into healthcare. So as the class is of healthcare, so I talked with sir and I was thinking something which I am practicing and I would like to communicate to everyone. So that's why I have chosen this topic. Since my school life, I am continuing yoga practices little bit. So I would like to tell little bit about it. And now, as we know, like it is completely internationally accepted. We even celebrate International Yoga Day. So it is completely integrated with healthcare, and I would like to cover on it. So yoga has long been recognized as healing practice for body and the mind. Prior to discovery of antibiotic and advances in modern medicine, our trade was more related to infections. So we were like fighting more about the infections and getting more antibiotics. But in later stages, we came to know like all antibiotics are evolved, researched, and we got the good solutions from antibiotics. But now the challenges came with our habits, our living habits. And with the living habits, we need to solve that crisis. So the World Health Organization, United Nations seeks a solution to this crisis, and yoga has come to the place, the role. Major governmental health services including NHS and in UK and NIH in US already recommended yoga for various health conditions. Just like to say a little bit about origin and spreading of yoga. Seeds of yoga emerged over 5,000 years ago. It is a very old practices. It is origined from the Indus Valley, and since 19th century, the international interest in yoga has been growing, gaining greater and greater momentum. In our age of instant and global communication, with the need of healthy and relaxing practices ever growing, the practice of yoga is being spreaded more widely than ever. Now, I just would like to say, like 1995, it has been come into the action in nationally in India, and in 2014, it has been proposed in United Nations speech, and then in 2014, it has been recognized as the International Yoga Day on 21st June, and now it is completely international practice for healthcare. So I'll be covering these few topics here. Best facts about the yoga, defining yoga, for most popular yogas, healthcare actions of yoga on human body, health benefits of yoga, and yoga in United States, and concluding my presentation. So the best part of the yoga, the best fact about the yoga is it is inexpensive. And now in the world of digital era, we have YouTubes, we have Google, everything. So even no need to go for any training sessions. So it is very inexpensive. No asset, no physical machineries are required for it. So the one thing, the second is correlated with positive lifestyle habits. It is very much synced with our lifestyle habits. It improves the well-beings, and the space specifically it is for all ages. No barriers for the ages, and even there is no barrier for any of the stage of health. So I just would like to define yoga here. Yoga therapy is a form of treatment to practice meditation, breath work, and asanas or poses with the goals of improving mental and physical health in the holistic way. So it is all about body, mind, and soul. So yoga is comprised of three things. The first thing is the related to breathing. We do breathing every moment. So the pranayam is just a think of breathing, but in a different way, in the accurate manner. This is pranayam. The second one is asana, which is a physical pose. What exercises, what poses we take. This is second part, and the third part is linked with the relaxation and meditation, which is more with the mind part. So these three things cumulatively make the yoga. I would like to say just four most popular yoga. I'm not going into the deep of anything, but just briefing, because I want to connect everyone. So that's why I have just few pictures. This is the most popular and most common form of yoga, which is called as Hatha yoga. This is just a starting for a beginners, and as you can see the poses on, so it is the simple poses with the you have rest on the like it is linked with the breathe. You stop, you pause your breathe and do these poses, and this become the with the simple poses, and you get a good result out of this Hatha yoga. The second one is more spiritual and rapid. This is called as Kundalini yoga. It is more with the mind and brain. This is the little difficult, challenging and structured yoga, which is called Ashtanga yoga. It is on the higher level. When people are more higher level, this is the yoga. And this is also a hot and Bikram yoga, which is intense and sweaty, because it is very much intense and which is sweaty. So this is a more higher level. So these are some few type of yogas I would like to express there. So I would like to say like healthcare actions of yoga on human body. How yoga and human action do the action on human body. Yoga therapy is uniquely positioned to fit right into the whole person model of healthcare. The therapy sessions are typically one-to-one. In case of mind and breathing and the flexibility of and strength in the body and the focus on mind. So sometimes the sessions are one-to-one, sometimes the sessions are in a group. Just here I have taken one example is yoga nidra, a practice of taking the brain into a state similar to the sleep. Nidra is sleep, so we go into the sleep, but we are maintaining our awareness like that. So this is prescribed improve control of the nervous system. This is improving the nervous system if we are doing this yoga nidra. So meditation may be used to train the mind, reduce depression and improve brain function. So this is one thing which I have taken as an example in yoga nidra. People will do this practice to come out of depression. Just little bit going into the biology part of it. Like multiple studies have shown that yoga can decrease the secretion of cortisol, which is a hormone, which is more primary stress, it is a hormone for stress, so it decreases the cortisol level in the body. And it emphasizes the importance of being present in the moment, of finding a sense of peace. Yoga gives us peace, which reduces the anxiety. So in that way, it work on pituitary, it work on adrenal axis, it work on sympathetic nervous system. So in that way, it is yoga is acting on our human body. So just it is one statement from the big researcher Kenner. He has written here, integrating element of mind, body and spirit balance. Yoga therapy also functions as self-care, health promotion and health maintenance. This sentence I have taken exactly from the point of view. So she mean to say like it not only mind, body, spirit, even for self-care, health promotion and health maintenance, yoga is good. So I have pointed out some health benefits. It decreases the stress, anxiety, depression, as I told, has potential to improve cardiovascular health, heart diseases, diabetes people, for reducing the inflammation. It is associated with overall physical fitness. It reduces the local lower back pain. It improves the sleep. It is associated with the improved eating habits, lifestyles. It is stimulated concentration and calmness in the young, and it gives balance and cognition in the elderly people. It enhances the sense of connectedness and social support. Just like to give some facts about yoga in US. So in US, in 1800, late 1800s, yogis from India, it has come to the West, and it gained momentum in the 1920s. And in 2012, US government reported some research was there. So in 2012, reported that estimated 30% of the population uses the complementary medicine. In that 30% people, 9.5% practiced yoga as a complementary medicine. And another study in Harvard that followed 1700 people over a year found that practice of disciples like yoga decreases healthcare cost by much of $2,434 per annum per person. Like Medicare already covered yogi-based program developed by doctor those with our risk of cardiovascular disease. They have already covered in Medicare. They have already Boston Medical Center also approved in chronic conditions health insurance. So research for like all the facts is telling like now yoga is very much linked and accepted in US also. That's what I would like to present here. Other than US, UK, Sweden, Canada, Australia, everywhere now yoga is moving. So yoga centers are there like retreat center, Ayurvedic yoga centers, and even in the hospitals. So in conclusion, I would like to say like yoga is really integrated well in healthcare because of its multiple benefits, and it is the need of the hour because of our habits, our work stress. So healthcare and yoga are integrated well, and these are the references I have taken, I have studied, and would like to have, with Professor your permission, 2 minutes. This is just a 2-minute meditation. So I would like everyone will experience what we were talking, and we can start from today.
That's cool, as long as we don't have to get in the lotus position. Because I'll never get out of it.
I need help.
Do we have a speaker attached or not?
Oh yeah, it's on.
Oh,
On the turn knob. On the controller, there's a knob. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, and welcome to this 2-minute meditation.
hi, Rosalie.
Find a comfortable position and allow your eyes to blink closed. Now take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. And again, deep breath in and sigh it out. Breathing in again, and as you exhale, let go of any worries, any concerns, any niggling thoughts. With every exhale, allowing any tension to melt away from your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Just for this moment, letting go of any worries, any concerns, knowing that you can always come back and take care of these later. Now settle into this space of ease and comfort, where there's nothing to do except to relax and enjoy this feeling. And it's time now to come fully back into your body, feeling relaxed, serene, and ready for whatever lies ahead. Namaste.
cigarette.
So,
Namaste, man.
So I have a question. Do they have, are insurance companies actually paying for yoga
Really
classes? Is that something that's actually a thing yet?
I should go with that slide.
But is it like a lot? Is it few?
Yeah, it is like I'm telling you. Like one is the Medicare insurance, which is I think Medicare is one particular company,
Yes.
government company.
Oh.
So they have already enclosed the risk for the cardiovascular diseases. The people who those are having the heart diseases, for them, if they want to go for yoga, so they cover that cost in Medicare. That's what the fact is saying.
Yeah. But are insurance like regular private insurance? Do you know if they're accepting, like what's the percentage in your research, like how many people are? Because I know some programs actually will do like fitness, like health club sort of stuff, but I'm just curious if like yoga is part of that.
I'm sorry, but I have not researched that
Okay.
much, like what insurance companies are taking care of yoga. But it was not there and when I was researching, so maybe I can tell you in email. Later.
I know,
I'll definitely tell you.
Blue Cross Blue Shield for me, like way the fitness reimbursement, and it specifically said Yoga County because we
It
were
did.
at work. Some people were trying to look up if like certain things were covered. So at least from my Blue Cross Blue Shield plan, but it's not like covering all of it. It's $150 reimbursement. So you can use it for a gym or whatever, but it simply said yoga and it's in that one. So some do cover it, but I don't think like.
So I'll tell you a little story. So I think it was like 2 years ago, I had chronic lower back pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so severe that a couple times when I tried to get out of bed, like I just basically was stiff as a board. I couldn't really walk. So I finally went to the doctor and they did an x-ray and they, looked for a herniated disc, that sort of thing, and really couldn't find much other than to kind of just give me some pain meds. So I actually YouTubed somebody's, lower back pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a lot of videos on stretching
Mm-hmm.
and kind of made my own routine regarding it. And I actually do them every morning and every evening. And it actually has pretty much, my lower back pain is gone.
Yes.
And it's very interesting. Like, I tell people, other people that, have lower back pain, I tell them what I do, and they just kind of scoff at me because a lot of them are yoga poses. I don't go into the meditation and stuff like that, but it's worked out for me, and certainly the stretching has, it turns out it's mainly
Yeah.
muscle and nerve, that sort of stuff that it's just kind of cured my lower back pain. So certainly, definitely worth it.
Yes. So accordingly, as I studied and I know, like if you will add more into it, like maybe little bit pranayam, breathing exercise for 5 minutes only, and for 5 minutes meditation, just 10 minutes more, it will give more better effects. What I studied and experienced also. So if you can add some meditation to it, it will be good.
That was excellent.
Thank you.